All right. Back once again with the ill behavior. This is the ill Bill. Welcome to the Chill with Bill show. Hey, look, I was watching the Valuetainment earlier and, Saucecast, how they do. And there was something that was said. They were talking about Tom Brady and Giselle Munchin. And I feel like Adam missed an opportunity to kind of explain something to his co-host. I don't remember this girl's name, but she said something that was pretty interesting, and so I saw that. I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and clip it. So let's go ahead and check this out real quick here.
Now let's talk a little bit of relationships right now, if we can. Arguably, the most famous divorce, the most famous relationship in the world, certainly over the last year, has been the saga that is Tom Brady and Giselle.
Yes.
And I've been very clear that Tom Brady's going to be okay, and best of luck to Giselle finding the next Tom Brady. I don't think it exists. I know some people say, well, what do you mean? She deserves to be happy, which she does. You don't think Tom Brady's going to be, going to miss her? It's like, we'll see. He's messing with a pretty decent looking chick these days, allegedly. But let's start with Giselle, and then we'll go to Tom, and then we'll kind of just weave this all in together. So Giselle, if we can go to this article about what she was paid to go to a 3-hour event at the Carnival in Brazil. Okay. The other article, we'll get to that in a second. So this right there, go to the top. So Giselle gets a millionaire payday by attending Brazil's carnival for 3 hours. Okay. Allegedly, she was paid $2 million for 3 hours. Okay. So that's about $700K an hour. Not a bad deal, Giselle. And I have to admit, if we can go to those pictures, Giselle was looking pretty good.
She was looking great. Look at her abs. She looks phenomenal. She doesn't have Tom Brady anymore and they're not together, but I mean, she's doing her thing. What is she supposed to do? Go live in a disastrous life because she doesn't have Tom Brady anymore? Look at her. She's like, call me. I'm getting that money.
Okay. And by the way, by the looks of that, I think many of you would call her. I'll tell you where you would not call her is the other look that she basically graced the cover of Vogue at. You know how they say, Drake says, you ain't a model unless you've been on the cover of Vogue? Yeah. Well, look at the cover of Vogue that she was just on, if we can push in on that. This, my friends, is not hot. There's nothing sexy about this. This pale, makeup skin with the all red, with the red wig, dyed hair.
But it's Vogue.
But she made it on Vogue.
It's Vogue.
Okay. I don't know. Nothing hot about that. But Giselle seems to be doing her thing. Now, Tom, there was a story that actually leaked about Tom Brady and what he's been dealing with. And his old coach and general manager, Bruce Arians, weighed in on this. If we can go to that article, I believe it's from the New York Post. He says, listen, Tom Brady just wasn't himself throughout that final season. Okay? He says that the real Tom Brady just wasn't out there. Will the real Tom Brady please stand up? Shout out to Eminem. But no shit. You're dealing with arguably the most public divorce possibly ever. Okay? In the middle of the season, you're just a year removed from a Super Bowl. Right. You were supposed to retire. You came back. Your wife basically initiated a divorce the second that you came back. Your offensive line sucks. You're getting sacked. You're getting beat up. You don't have a winning record. You make it to the playoffs. You get your shit kicked out of you by the Cowboys. Cowboys don't win games, especially in the playoffs, and you lose. Tom Brady ain't exactly being happy. But let me tell you something out there, ladies and gentlemen. Tom's going to be okay. Tom's going to be okay. I don't know if you know this. He signed a 10-year, $375 million contract with Fox Sports, which is the most lucrative ever in sports broadcasting history. So listen, Tom's going to be okay. Now, by the way, why else he'll be okay? Can we just pull up a picture of the model he allegedly is dating?
Just be clear. $2 million for her attendance, right? For one day, 3 hours. That's a good payday, and I'm sure she's gonna get a few more of those. $375 million for 10 years with Fox. Boy. So in comparison, I think I heard Chris Rock, I think when academics looked it up. He said Chris Rock was cut $40 million for 2 Netflix specials. So $20 million for the one he just did, and then $20 million for another one in the future, right? $375 million for 10 years, man. He gonna sleep through that, no problem, and love every minute of it when he's doing, whatever, anchoring and whatever the deal is there. I don't know.
Veronika Rajek, if we can push in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, Nat, you don't think that she's a very classy woman.
I didn't say that.
I think she's gorgeous.
I didn't say that she wasn't classy. I'm just saying based on all the content that we've been consuming, promiscuous, like she's in underwear, So it's like everybody talks about how, women who are promiscuous and they show too much skin, high value men wouldn't want them. I don't know about you, but you've definitely said, and many people have said, Tom Brady is deemed as a high value man. And he's okay. And if he's going for girls like that, why are other men in this space shocked that women are doing things like that? So it's like, yeah, we say one thing, but then you see the high value men pick women like that. And then it's like, okay, well, I can see why women post the things that they do. But I don't know the girl. I don't know much about her. They could be having a great relationship, but as you can see, he's obviously struggling in many areas. And if you're comparing the two between like Tom and Giselle looks very happy in Brazil making the $1 million that she is. And I feel like Tom is struggling with how his season ended. And yes, he's going into another big deal and so on and so forth. But I think there's areas that, like, what do they say? I think it's like women deal with breakups harder at the beginning and then they get over it, and then men deal with breakups later harder. That's from what I've heard. Yeah. So like when you break up with like a boyfriend or your man, like at first the guy's like, oh whatever, like it's fine, like it's good, and the girl's like, oh I'm crying, I miss my man, I love my man. And then as time goes on, women, I guess they find themselves again, and then their happiness comes back, and for men their loneliness comes back. So it's like if you're looking at the two side by side, I could see why Tom would be struggling right now. He didn't have the best season. He didn't win. And I could see why he'd be struggling. And then you see Giselle. And that's another thing is like, okay, yeah, Giselle's happy and all, but like, here's my question. Is media and the world pushing these things on her so that it makes it look like, ladies, you don't need a man, leave your man, you can be happy without a man, the world supports you. So there is a little bit of like, yeah, it's great, but is it because you're getting help to make it look great? That's not your average woman's reality. Like if I broke up with my husband and divorced him, like, am I going to go be on Vogue? Probably not, because I'm not a model, first off, you know what I mean? But there's pieces to it that like as I'm seeing, I'm dissecting, I can see the pros and cons of each. And I think at the end of the day, if you want my speculation and my futuristic, thought, I think they'll come back together.
No.
I think they'll come back together.
All right. So I'm going to cut that right there. Okay. Because Adam doesn't really tell her, check her and what the situation is. So first of all, Tom Brady is fine. He's just fine. Okay. He ain't worried about Giselle Munchin. He don't care. The only time he is concerned with her is when she calls about something for the kids or whatever. Right. His season, it was what it was, and nobody should have expected anything more than that, because he was going through one of the worst situations that he's had to go through in his entire life. No, I don't care who you are, God, Superman, whatever. Like you can't just juggle everything all the time and be perfect all the time. You just can't. Also, to be clear, he was set up from the jump to be a complete failure with that, with their situation there. So you can't sit there and say that he's having a hard time. He's not having a hard time at all. Okay. He's $375 million not hard time. Okay. The guy is fine. He's not concerned with her. Now, first of all, that was first of all. Second of all, I had to look this up. And let me go back to the thing real quick and let me verify because I don't want to mess it up. They were married for 13 years. 13 years he was married to that woman. I don't know how long they were dating before that, right? So maybe 2 years, whatever. I don't know. Let's say 15 years total they spent together. Maybe it was more than that. I have no idea. But it was at least 13, probably 15 or more. You think he wants to go back to anything like that? Like, I'm sure they had really good times, even though I'm sure they had really terrible times. We all know that relationships, when they end, the ending was way, way, way back, and you could see it coming from a mile away. You just couldn't stop it, right? Like, and it gets bad. We know it can get bad. And in their situation, hey, you know, one can only speculate. But the point is they were married for 13 years. From here on out, unless you know, Brady gets into his SIMP mode, which I mean, he's got 375 million reasons not to do that. But unless he does that, from here on out, he's only going to be messing with, what's her name? Hold on. Oh yeah, wait. So, and to be clear, I didn't say this. So Giselle, right? She's 42. Okay, 42 years old. I don't care what she looked like at whatever event or on Vogue, although she looked terrible on Vogue. I don't care what you think she looks like. She's 42 years old. Tom's new woman, I don't even know her name. Oh yeah, Veronika Rajek. She 26, yo. That's almost half her age. You think he's hooking up with Veronica because he's looking to jump into another situation like what he had with Giselle? Absolutely not. Here's what happens to men. You know, a lot of normal men, they get into that situation. You know, people like to call it a midlife crisis, right? When he gets to a certain age, right? And then he buys a flashy car and he's da-da-da, and y'all want to call it a midlife crisis. No, it ain't a midlife crisis. He just getting into his stride. And once a man gets into his stride, financially and physically and mentally and all these things, then he is more open to be able to live the way that he wants to live, as opposed to living the way that he has to live. So Tom, he could be pulling a Leo right now. For all intents and purposes, he don't have to date nobody under the age of 30 ever again. He's Tom Brady. Okay? He's not looking for a woman to settle down with for the rest of his life and have his kids and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Now, could that happen with her? Yeah, sure, of course. I don't know. I'm not in the guy's head. You know what I mean? Like I said, the relationship could be that amazing. I don't see why he would do that, but that's me. So he's not hurting. He's not having trouble dealing with it. He's not mourning over the breakup. He's not, making bad decisions. No. He's living like a single Tom Brady should. I don't even know what's the man worth right now. Hold on a second. After that, let's just see what's Tom worth. Let's see here. Net worth, is this after? So February 1st. Stylecaster. Let's see. Tom Brady's net worth includes his deal with Fox. So let's see. Where is he at right now? Bloop, 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 bloop. 23, 32. Okay, 260 something is where he was at. I guess they don't count the deal. Is that? I don't know. Come on, get to the end, man. This is crap. Let's go to clutch points. 250. Two. Tom Brady's net worth in 2023, 285. Man, look, I don't know. 250, and then to make another what 375. I mean, he's about to be way up over half a billy. This man don't have no reason to ever do anything but what he's doing right now. He can just live his life on easy mode. If he wants to choose to continue to get, rocked in the infield and, try to push his legacy forward that much further, more power to you. But my point is Adam, he didn't hit on this. Okay. I don't know what, his co-host over here was thinking. All right. Tom Brady is doing just fine. He ain't worried about Giselle. Giselle's $2 million little how many more of those you think she got? You think people are really going to be cutting her $2 million checks on a regular? 42 years old? Yo, that might have been a sympathy play. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe not. That might have been one of those, we got to make it look good plays. Right? We all know in any standard breakup, right? The woman, she might be crying immediately, but then she go out and then all these dudes is on her, right? So that immediately evaporates. This whole, what she's talking about, she realizes or relearns herself. No, she don't. She just gets reintroduced to sausage and all of a sudden goes, hey, why did I don't need him. I got all these options, right? It's all about options. Most men, after a while, you're right, with the loneliness situation, it's because a lot of men don't believe that they have options. They get into a slump and, whatever. The ones that don't get into the slump, the ones that do have options, they don't sulk months and months and months. That's not what happens, right? Only the ones that don't have options. So maybe that is something to say about who you've dated with in the past, if that's what you're talking about. Anyways, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Another 375 in the bank. Ka-ching! Yo, he ain't worried about 42-year-old Giselle munching. Good luck munching. We'll see how long she's munching for. Tom Brady, he eating. Anyways, this is Chill with Bill. Y'all be easy. Peace.